The object of today's game is to capture more monsters than your opponent before the game ends. As you do this, you'll become a master at multiplying by 12. To play the game, you will need 2 number cubes, a sheet protector, and a dry erase marker. Here's how to play. You'll move through the maze, capturing monsters. To move, you roll the number cubes and you multiply the number you rolled by 12. You can move forward in any direction until one of 2 things happen. You must stop when you either reach an open space containing your number or you hit a wall. Let's look at one of player 1's turns. He had rolled a 7, so his number for this turn is 84, since 7 times 12 is 84. He is starting where he left off from his last turn. He can move in any direction until he reaches an 84 or hits a wall. However, once he starts moving in a direction, he cannot turn back. Player 1 decides to move to the right. Since he passes over a monster, it's captured. He marks it with an X to show it's his capture. But his play isn't over yet, since he hasn't reached an 84 or a wall. So he keeps going in the same direction and he reaches an arrow. He can choose to keep going to the right or to follow the arrow. Once he follows the arrow, he now has another choice to make. He can either move to the right or to the left. He chooses to go left so he can capture another monster. He marks the monster to show it's his capture, but now his turn is over since he hit the wall. He needs to color in the last space he moved through just to remind him where to start his next turn, but he'll also erase his start mark from the beginning of this turn. Now it's player 2's turn. She will start where she left off from the last turn. She can move until she hits a 24 or a wall. She decides to move to the 144 space and then the 108 space. And now she can move either up or down. But either way, she doesn't get very far before she reaches a 24. She decides it's better to move upwards because then she can capture a monster. She'll stop at the 24 and circle the monster to claim it as her own. Before she's done, she'll color in the 24 space to remind her where her next turn will begin. And she also needs to erase her start mark from the beginning of this turn. After playing for a while, player 1 has finally reached the finish line and the game is over. But the winner is not the first player to reach the finish line. The winner is the player that has captured the most monsters once the game is over. Player 1 captured 8 monsters, but player 2 captured 10 monsters. So even though player 1 reached the finish line first, player 2 wins the game. If you ever forget how to play the game, rewatch the video to remind you of the rules. Before you play, why don't you practice with some flashcards? This will help make sure you play the game to the best of your ability. Are you ready? Get set, go! How do you feel about multiplying by 12s? If you feel like you got it down, go ahead and play the game. If you need a little more practice, just rewind it a bit and do the flashcards again. I bet you're going to do great. Have fun!